calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wings studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
All right, everybody, we are moving closer to Friday. That's a good thing. Thursday's really close to Friday, in case you didn't know. How you doing? Hope everything's good. Welcome in. We're here in the Buffalo Wild Wings studios, as we are each and every Thursday, and tomorrow we'll be out at Riverwind Casino. Hope to see you out there tomorrow. Parker Thune, how you doing? We got some Sweet 16 basketball tonight.
That's right, we do. That wasn't even on my radar.
You gave up because of your bracket? Is that it?
Well, I'd like to say I gave up because of my bracket, but look, I give up because of my bracket by Sweet 16 weekend most years anyway. I banked on chaos this year with my bracket, and we got absolutely no chaos whatsoever. We got pretty much all chalk, but I've more so just lost interest because it's all high major schools the rest of the way. Like, the underdog is John Calipari in Arkansas.
Yeah, 10
To me, there are no fun storylines left in this tournament.
You have, again, 4 1 seeds, 3 2 seeds, 2 3 seeds, 3 4s. Then you've got a 10, 2 6s, and a 5 left in the Sweet 16. Tonight, the early games. First game out, Alabama against BYU in the East Regional in New Jersey, 6:10. The second game, out west, Florida and Maryland and San Francisco at 6:40. Then you have Duke and Arizona in the East Regional. That's around an 8:40 tip. The late game, again, at Duke and Arizona will be the first late game. And then the nightcap game, Tech and Arkansas, out in San Francisco at 9:10 tonight. So which of those games is the best? Bama, BYU, Florida, Maryland, Duke, Arizona, Tech, Arkansas.
There's no, clear answer, is there?
I guess I would go Duke, Arizona.
Maybe.
For me,
but for the Caleb Love storyline?
Yeah, and I think my hatred for Texas Tech,
Just prevents you
from getting excited about that matchup. I'm actually going to root for John Calipari tonight. I don't want Tech going anywhere to the Elite Eight. Florida and Maryland, that could be interesting. But then tomorrow night, the early games, Michigan State and Ole Miss in the South Regional in Atlanta. Tennessee and Kentucky. Now, that's a matchup. Tennessee's already, beaten them twice? Is that right?
Kentucky will win this time around.
Midwest game in Indianapolis. And then you have Auburn and Michigan, the late game in the South tomorrow night. And Houston and Purdue and Kelvin Sampson and company, my pick to win the national championship, have to play Purdue in Indianapolis. Late game Friday night. That'll be a tough task. I still think Houston will find a way. But, yeah, the committee didn't do Houston any real favors there. Yeah, your seeds play out. You're going to have to play Purdue in Indianapolis. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. And also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the YouTube chat. Find us on YouTube. Just search YouTube, KREF Sports. You will find us there, and hit us up whatever you want in chat. All right? Sound good? I want to start, Parker Thune, with that twilight zone of a game last night in Wichita, Kansas, between the Sooners and Wichita State. So Shay and I are watching a show, and I've got the softball game on my phone, watching the softball game with the sound down. I heard the color commentary was quite interesting. Apparently had like a 12-year-old girl on the color commentary. At least it sounded that way. But I'm watching this game unfold, and it's 8-0 Oklahoma, and I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a run rule, 5 innings. It's going to be like 21-3 or something like that. It didn't play out that way. Oklahoma wins 19-16.
What? You mean to tell me that's a softball score?
I know.
And not a score from an OU Wichita State football game in the year 1943?
Yeah, exactly. 35 runs, 31 hits, 7 errors. The Sooners pitched Kirsten Deal to start. Peyton Monticelli came in. And then finally, Wichita State is coming back, and they're like, man, they're scoring a lot of runs. Here comes Sam Landry, and you're thinking, all right, it's over. And they even hit Sam Landry, 6 hits, 3 runs for Sam Landry. And the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, Sam Landry's coming out. Okay, you got Tennessee. She's probably going to match up against Carlin Pickens, who just threw the fastest recorded pitch ever in women's softball last week, right, for the Lady Balls, 78 miles an hour. Reigning SEC Pitcher of the Year coming to Norman this weekend. You'll probably get, again, a Game 1 and a Game 3 matchup between those two. And I'm not real worried about Sam Landry, but, man, they've got to find more consistent pitching. Kirsten Deal hasn't been able to get it done so far. Audrey Lowry, again, when is she going to come back? Is she going to be healthy? Can she be the answer? But, again, the offense was great, but the pitching was not good at all. Home runs for Oklahoma, Gabby Garcia, Bella Emmerling, and Cassidy Pickering last night. But Patty Gasso had something very interesting to say last night in the postgame. By the way, while a fireworks show was going off in the background, here she is with Chris Plank, and she kind of said, you know what, we probably didn't approach this right as coaches either.
Well, the fireworks are happening even after the game is over, so wonderful. Bottom line is our pitching staff was not good enough at all tonight. And it's kind of discouraging because they're better than that. But I also blame us a little bit, to be honest. We've been really focusing on Tennessee. And I know what it's like to play Wichita, especially here. And I wish I could go back and take that back. Because it's such a big weekend for us and so important that we tried to start getting a head start on it. And that's what we get. We get a team that can kind of feel that and say, oh, well, they're halfway in this game. Half foot in, 1 foot out. Let's go after them. And they did. So we're lucky to walk away with a win. I do look at the scoreboard, and I'm happy with the way we're responding to some of their scores, but or when they put up numbers, but our last two innings, come on, like let's put it in the books. Let's just really hammer it home, and we did not do a good job of that.
There you go, the GOAT, Patty Gasso, last night after Oklahoma's 19-16 victory over Wichita State. And again, a big three-game set with Tennessee, number 9 team in the country, coming up this weekend. Now, Tennessee just lost 2 of 3 to Arkansas last week, but Carlin Pickens, again, tremendous pitcher. The matchups with Sam Landry should be spectacular. But look, Oklahoma still 30-1, 8-1 in the SEC. We knew that Oklahoma would still be good. Clearly, when you lose the best collection of women's softball players together for a 3-4 year period, you know, you had players that played for Patty Gasso who never experienced anything but a national championship. That just a lot of those left, obviously. But they've been still better than expected. But last night, are you alarmed by what happened last night? What's your concern level, if any?
No, I'm not alarmed, Steely. Midweek madness is a thing in baseball and in softball alike. Diamond Sports, and you heard Patty Gasso reference it, right? Hey, we're focused on Tennessee, as they darn well should be, right? Tennessee is going to present a lot more challenges than Wichita State will. And so it's often the case that you get caught looking ahead. Patty Gasso acknowledged it. In retrospect, would they have probably handled things a lot differently last night than the way they handled it going in? Absolutely, but they got out of there with the victory, and that's what matters. You know, if we want to transpose this over to the baseball side of things, how many times over the years have we seen Oklahoma lose a midweek game to like Dallas Baptist or Oral Roberts or UT Arlington or what have you? But then they roll into the weekend and they sweep or they take 2 of 3 from a conference opponent, and all is fine and well. So, no, I'm not alarmed. It's just one of those things that happens. I mean, 19-16 in itself screams aberration. That's not going to happen again anytime soon against Wichita State or any other opponent for that matter.
I wouldn't put my concern level at, red alert or whatever, but the only thing that concerns me somewhat is they've got to find better pitching outside of Sam Landry. And look, I know Sam got hit pretty hard last night, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Am I worried about her? Not really. But I think she's still pretty steady. I think she's got a great attitude. She's a fantastic pitcher, no doubt the ace of this staff. Not really worried about her, but they've got to find some help with that pitching staff. But, again, 19 runs on the board last night. Pretty good. They continue to hit the long ball. Should be a fascinating series with Tennessee coming up this weekend. Again, with Carlin Pickens. It was going to be really a challenge for this Oklahoma offense. Let's see how they do against one of the best pitchers in women's college softball. Well, not that there's men's college softball, but you know what I'm saying. Friday night, 6:30, Saturday, 1 o'clock, Sunday, 1 o'clock. All games, of course, at Love's Field. By the way, very interesting that when I wake up, which is usually about 4:45 in the morning, and one of the things I do is I go upstairs to my workstation where I stream, and I've got stuff ready to go, thinking about what we're going to talk about today, look over the stats on ESPN, anything interesting we need to do. Audrey is supposed to come back, Big Rich, but we'll see when. That's the question. But I'm listening as I always do. Sometimes I'll turn on a podcast rather than listen to the Fox Sports show I'm not a fan of. But always listening to T-Row and TJ. And I've kind of got it going on. I'm writing some stuff down. And I hear this. One of the first things I heard on the T-Row in the Morning show that really caught my ear was about TJ's very tough week.
You broke your tooth.
Yeah.
You had to, and then you had to go get your tooth filed down or whatever happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And then your son had his toe situation this week.
Right.
And now the thing with the hose.
I know. It's been a week. Where's my hose?
Why does that keep popping up all the time? I had no idea.
That laugh track? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about the HO word.
The hose?
Yes.
What hose was TJ talking about?
I don't know. Play it one more time. Let's see if we can figure it out.
You broke
It's
your
up and everything.
tooth.
Yeah.
You had to, and then you had to go get your tooth filed down or whatever happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And then your son had his toe situation this week.
Right.
And now the thing with the hose.
I know. It's been a week. Where's my hose?
Did someone steal his hose?
I don't know. I would be very disappointed in that behavior if he's been involved in that and doing that with a fine lady like Katy Perry, who's clearly out of his league. You know what I'm saying?
You're interpreting this far differently than I'm interpreting it, I think.
Well, it actually was his CPAP hose that got disconnected last night. But it just, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, that's a soundbite. You look like you're disappointed. What are you, Mr. Mature over there? Come on, engage in this sophomoric behavior here.
I'm incredibly mature between the hours of 12 and 2 p.m., Steely. Incredibly mature. I save the immaturity for 2 to 3.
So you let this nearly 62-year-old man be the only immature person on the show?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Gotta
thought-
have that balance.
I thought it was decent, but, I thought, I'm going to clip that. Yeah, he had an issue. I guess the CPAP hose became disconnected last night. So, anyway.
I had a college roommate, one of my best friends to this day. He was in my wedding, and he has sleep apnea, so he has to sleep with a CPAP machine. We used to have so much fun at his expense with that CPAP machine.
I bet. Yeah, it's. I had to use one of those for a while, and then I was probably about 25 pounds overweight at that time. Just a pure slob. And lost weight. Haven't had that issue since, but sleeping with a contraption was not fun. I can tell you that.
I bet. Does it
There's no sex appeal at all, by the way. Hey,
Well-
honey, how you doing? You look like you're, in a fighter plane or something.
I mean, are you going for sex appeal while you're asleep, though?
No, but still, you know what I'm saying. You know when a little something might happen, you know what I mean? And it ain't happening with a CPAP mask.
I didn't realize there was a fat Steely phase.
I mean, I wouldn't say fat, but definitely somewhat overweight. So.
You have any fat Steely stories?
I do not, but I was probably, I don't know, I was probably up to like 210, maybe at that time, maybe 215. That's a little too much for 6 feet tall, but I don't know, I'm probably running about 180, 185 right now, in that range. So anyway, all right, 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. That's 405-651-3439. Okay, want to thank Lasher Home Comfort Systems, 405-579-3113. That's 405-579-3113. Tim Lasher, great Sooner with a great company. Heating and air issues, give them a call at 405-579-3113. They'll do great work for you. Crucifix Autumn, how you doing? Good to see you. Marcus, over on YouTube, what's up? Good to see you as well. Okay, just underway. When we get back, I want to switch the conversation to Sooner football, all right? Are we hyping up John Mateer too much already? We'll get into that when we get back here on the Ref.
Dustin Dvorak here. Do you eat, sleep, and breathe football? KREF is the only place for the most comprehensive daily analysis of Sooner and college football. We are the football experts. We're the home of Sooner fans. Download the KREF app and listen from anywhere.
Oklahoma baseball single game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the OSSAA.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO5 News weather forecast. This morning pretty mild. As we go into the afternoon, warm again, high near about 80 degrees. South winds 15 to 20, gusting about 30 to maybe even 35 miles an hour. We'll be in and out of the clouds. A nice day. We'll keep it dry today. Dry this evening, turning overcast, still breezy for Friday morning. Now, Friday, there is a chance of very light rain showers with a mostly cloudy sky. It will be cooler with highs in the upper 60s.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tina Floyd, your Norman School Board President. I'm running to continue representing our students because I believe that every child deserves a quality education and a bright future. As a mother of Norman Public School graduates, I know we need strong leadership to prioritize students so that all students can succeed. I'd be honored to earn your vote on April 1st. Visit floydfornorman.com to learn more.
Paid for and authorized by Tina Floyd for Norman School Board. Are you looking to elevate your golf game in 2025? Westwood Golf Course in Norman can help. Now's the time to get your annual memberships, and they're open 7 days a week. The 50th annual Westwood Invitational is July 4th, 5th, and 6th, so be sure to register early this year. Play after 2 p.m. for just $28 or after 5 p.m. for just $23. You can always book your tee time at westwoodparkgolf.com, and don't forget to visit the Turn Grill inside Westwood, one of the local gyms in Norman.
Hey drivers, it's Ryan Blaney, your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion and driver of the number 12 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Do you know one of the most important things that helps keep my car going on the track? Tire pressure. Keeping your tires properly inflated is crucial for safe stopping power and better gas mileage. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by a local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
We are back. We want to thank the Standard, ladies and gentlemen. Restaurant of the day over on Gray Street in Norman. Rave reviews, thestandardnorman.com. They've got trivia happening tonight. Sweet 16 tonight would be a great night to get over to the Standard. Trivia night every Thursday night starting at 7 o'clock. Mix in a little college basketball tonight. March Madness on all of their TVs. They have a Springtime Blues Fest happening as well, coming up this weekend, which should be big time as well. I hear nothing but great stuff about that place. Shay and I haven't been there yet, but I hear the reviews are unbelievable. Now, did you sample some of the food, Parker, out there?
I did indeed. The lemon pepper wings.
Yeah?
Yep. That'll play.
First ballot Hall of Fame? Right there?
I don't know if we're talking first ballot Hall of
Wait
Fame.
a minute.
Hold on. How many
Hall
food
of Fame,
items?
second ballot.
How many food items have you had in your lifetime that are first ballot Hall of Fame items?
Well, that's a good
That's
point.
very rare territory.
We'll just say Cooperstown. That's what we'll say.
Cooperstown,
Right, there you
certainly.
go. There you
Certainly. Those lemon pepper wings, excellent.
Voted the best bar by the Norman Transcript in 2024. Go check out The Standard, 315 East Gray Street in Norman. Check them out online at thestandardnorman.com.
They're calling you the parfait bandit on the text line.
I'll explain that. That's an interesting story. Crucifix Autumn. Parker has the same look on his face as he does when Drum starts the immature, dirty jokes. Immature, dirty come on. Somewhat immature, yes. Not dirty. I mean, I guess you could say. On today's scale, on the Tawdry scale, that's about a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Today's Tawdry scale is a far cry from the Tawdry scale of a decade ago or a quarter century
not
ago.
Not even close. Well, we've dumbed everything down. We've lowered all the standards.
I mean, Pat McAfee and his crew are dropping F-bombs on ESPN at noon Central Time.
I know.
In modern America.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we've dumbed everything down. Now people think, oh, old man Steely again. We have. 100%. So Jesse G clearly has been listening for a long time. All right? A long time. The Parfait Bandit, I'll just tell this because it's actually a pretty decent story. At the old radio station, and I won't even mention where it was, you'll know one of the suspects, though. So we were doing the morning show, and McDonald's had brought in some fruit and yogurt parfaits, and there was only a few. And I guess somebody in the sales department had put their parfait with their name on it in the refrigerator. So we had just finished up a segment when bursting through the door comes this really little petite, really nice sales lady. Diane, I think was her name. Who ate my parfait? Who ate my parfait? I mean, just bursting through the door like the giant Kool-Aid man. And just spitting bit like, somebody ate my parfait. I want to know who it is. And I'm like, whoa. I had no idea. I was like, not me. And everybody's like, no, sorry. Well, I'm going to find out who ate this. And it was like, holy cow. Man. So, anyway, she apparently she went to a sales meeting. She put the parfait and put like wrote her name on like a Sharpie on the parfait, Diana. And so I was looking around for evidence. I'm like, man, she is going ballistic. She might come back in here. She's on a rampage. So I happened to walk in the sports office, and I found the parfait empty in a trash can. Looked at it. You could see the name Diana on it. The parfait was empty in the sports office. It happened to be at the desk of, don't want to mention any names, Curtis Fitzpatrick. So we immediately named him the number one suspect. During a break, because our breaks were 90 minutes long, of course, I drew a police sketch of the suspect that looked exactly and pinned it on all around the station. If you've seen this man, he's the Parfait Bandit. And Curtis got, he was so mad. He was so mad. But the evidence pointed to it was in the Fitzpatrick trash can.
I didn't realize you had art skills like that.
I mean, it wasn't a great sketch, but it was pretty good. I'm a pretty decent artist, but this was done quickly. But it was Curtis and his hat and everything. And I put, have you seen this man? He is, we're looking for the parfait bandit. And he didn't think it was funny. We're still friends, by the way, but he was very angry about that. But
did he deny it?
Oh, yeah, big time. He denied it big time. I mean, I thought he was going to hire like F. Lee Bailey and Alan Dershowitz and Johnny Cochran. I mean, everybody. But it was funny because I was texting back and forth with my old radio partner, Lump, David Hernandez, the other day. And we were laughing. Can you believe we did this? And how stupid was this? And, man, that was a great bit. I love that. Wish we could do more of those, but you can't really do 7-minute bits anymore like we used to do sometimes. And he said, by the way, I still think Curtis is the parfait bandit. So that ironically came up like 2 nights ago. So there you go. But I'll never forget this lady, very nice lady, was probably about 5'2", and she came crashing through that door like a blitzing linebacker. Who ate my parfait? Who ate my parfait? One of you ate my parfait. And it was like, good Lord. I had you back up and put your hands up like, not me. But the evidence clearly suggests it was Curtis. But no conviction or no arrest was ever made. So there you go. All right. It does sounds like an episode of The Office. It pretty much was. Okay.
How much weed did you smoke?
It was because I showed, hey, Lump, come here. So we went back to the sports show. He goes, it was Curtis. I'm like, well, unless somebody else was sitting in the seat with Diana's parfait eating the whole thing. But Curtis to this day contends he is not the parfait bandit.
All that over a parfait from McDonald's?
Yes. I mean, she clearly was thinking in that sales meeting, oh, man, this parfait is going to be so good. It's sitting there. It's waiting for me. I'm going to devour this parfait. Oh, my God, it's gone. And she immediately comes to, there were like 5 stations in there. I don't know if she burst through the doors of the Cat or the other stations, but she came flying in there, man. She was upset, very upset.
Patrick on the text line claims, I used to live with Curtis, and he used to take my stuff out of the fridge without me knowing.
What, is that true, Patrick? Yeah, I need some evidence of that. I still like Curtis.
A witness has come forward.
Uh-oh. Well, sometimes if you're desperate in the early days of radio when they're paying you
the cold
pennies
case
on the dollar and you're eating Vienna sausages and bologna sandwiches, maybe that's the case.
The cold case is on the verge of being reopened.
We need
what Patrick says is true.
Can Keith Morrison do an episode of the Parfait Bandit on Dateline? That's still unresolved. 20 years ago.
A 918 listener says, if I stole a parfait, I'd definitely put it in someone else's trash. Yep, good point. Good point.
So you're saying not guilty is what?
Listen, I'm saying there's plausible deniability.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he told me, I promise I didn't do it, and I believe him. But the evidence said, did Mark Furman get it and plant the parfait in the other trash can? Is that what happened? But we were having fun trying to razz him, and finally I think he'd had enough. So he did not want to be known as the Parfait Bandit. That's it. Okay, 405-651-34. I saw the dude on the grassy knoll eating a parfait. I'm just a patsy. Okay, John Mateer. Are we overhyping John Mateer? Here is what J.D. Piquel said yesterday, Parker Thune, about the Sooners and John Mateer.
Taking a quick sip right now of this. This is the John Mateer Kool-Aid, all right? Well, there's a lot where this came from. We have been guzzling it. All right, that's just another little sip to keep us going throughout this segment. We've been guzzling the John Mateer hype. The reason being, you go over and check out the intel over at Soonerscoop.com, go hear what the people around Oklahoma are saying. They talk about John Mateer the same way that Miami was talking about Cam Ward this time last season. The reason why that's significant, during spring, if you got a dude at quarterback, you say it with your chest. You let people know the social media team just feeding us propaganda around number 10 dropping dimes, hitting the Cam Ward cell, like all that, man. I'm here for it. If we are a victim of that, so be it. But we have a lot of chips placed on the John Mateer is going to be a dog bingo card, and I think that's going to be the way that goes.
There you go, Parker Thune. Is he being overhyped?
If that's the level of hype that we're attaching to John Mateer, yes, I think he's probably being overhyped. Look, I'm optimistic, as is everyone around here, that John Mateer is going to have an incredible season as Oklahoma's quarterback. Is it my expectation that John Mateer has an incredible season? No, quite frankly, it's not. And that's not because he's not a good player. It's not because he's not a good leader. Not because the familiarity with the offense doesn't give you plenty of reason to believe that this thing is going to go according to plan. But more so just because, like, you look at what John Mateer did last year at Washington State. 44 total touchdowns, tops in the FBS. Led the team in rushing in addition to what he did through the air. I don't think that John Mateer's production this year at Oklahoma is going to mirror what he did at Washington State in 2024. I don't know if it'll even approach that. And to be clear, I think that's fine. John Mateer doesn't need to account for 44 total touchdowns in order for Oklahoma to win a lot of football games. I am counting on Oklahoma winning a lot of football games in 2025. But I don't think that's necessarily going to have to be accompanied by an absolutely prolific campaign from their starting quarterback. And when we evaluate quarterbacks and their level of success, I think it's very tempting just to look at overall production, right? Look at the yards, look at the touchdowns, look at the completion percentage. And obviously you should look at those things, but what matters more is winning football games. If you ask me, would I rather see John Mateer win 10 games and account for 25 touchdowns, or win 7 games and account for 40 touchdowns? If you put it in those terms, I think everybody is on the same page, right? They would rather Oklahoma win 10 games with more modest production from John Mateer. So I am not necessarily counting on John Mateer setting the world on fire from a productive and from a statistical standpoint. What I am counting on him doing is simply what is required to win football games. And that's not going to be 40 points a night with this Oklahoma defense and this cast of characters.
Well, and I think that Sooner fans are so starved for better offense because, you know, I don't think last year, well, maybe they were. I know there were some Jackson Arnold doubters because of the Arizona Bowl game. But there were also a lot of Dylan Gabriel detractors. Remember, he can't throw the ball downfield. His arm strength is horrible, and Jackson Arnold's going to light it up. But it was such a disaster on offense last year that Sooner fans are pumped up. I also think the fact that the way John Mateer goes about his business, and you can say it's Baker Mayfield-esque or whatever, and it certainly, you can make that comparison. With Jackson Arnold, I don't want to say he was timid, but he was more soft-spoken. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he wasn't a tough guy. You have to play, you know, if you're going to play football at this level, you have to be at least somewhat of a tough guy. But John Mateer is that guy that looks like the quarterback that everybody wants to rally around. Am I wrong about Jackson? I don't want to say timid, but he was a lot more soft-spoken, maybe more introverted. Does that mean that his skill set is not what John Mateer's is? His skill set may be better, right? But sometimes when you got a quarterback that everybody loves and everybody wants to play for, that's a big deal.
It felt like Jackson Arnold maybe just didn't have an it factor as a leader.
Yeah, I agree.
That quality that you can't really put your finger on, but you know it when you see it, right? It feels like John Mateer has that from the interactions that we've had with him so far, from what's been posted on social media, the practice footage, all that type of stuff. That would indicate John Mateer certainly has a bit of that it factor. And I feel like I've said it a lot the last few weeks. If John Mateer just winds up being Dylan Gabriel, that's going to be good enough. Because for all the flack that Dylan Gabriel took for whatever reason, you know what that guy did when he was the starting quarterback at the University of Oklahoma? He put the program in position to win games every single time. He put them in position to win games. You go back 2023, right? Obviously what comes to mind is that iconic last-minute drive against Texas to win the game. But even rewind to the 2 games that he lost that year, that Oklahoma lost that year. He had them in the red zone, knocking on the door in the final seconds with a chance to beat Kansas. Had Jalil Farouk coming wide open on a corner route, and if he has 0.3 of a second more time, he's able to get that ball off cleanly as opposed to being hit while he throws, and that's a win. The Oklahoma State game, man, he puts a ball right on Drake Stoops in the corner of the end zone to put Oklahoma ahead. And that egregious missed PI call ends up swinging the game in the Cowboys' favor. So again, the one thing that I appreciated the most about Dillon Gabriel, and one of the reasons why I will always defend the player and the leader that he was at Oklahoma for the 2 years that he was in Norman, is he simply put the team in position to win games, and ultimately that is the end goal. It is not 400 yards and 5 touchdowns every single week. It would be great if you could do that, but that's not feasible. You can't do that week in, week out, especially not in the SEC. What I want to see of John Mateer, and what we did see of Dillon Gabriel, is that when it came time to make plays in crunch time, he was a guy that was going to put Oklahoma in position to win football games, and he was not going to actively jeopardize their chances of winning. He was not going to commit costly turnovers. He was not going to lose the handle on the accuracy late in the games. And so I want to see that from John Mateer in 2025. I don't want to see 4,000 passing yards. I don't want to see 40 touchdowns. If you get both of those things, again, great. But what I want to see is a guy that is poised and collected and in control when the game is on the line, because you're going to play a lot of tight games in the SEC. That is one of the realities of competing in this conference.
All right, a lot of people chiming in. We're going to get to them. Our friend Jody, Sooner Cowboys on YouTube. We'll get to interesting stuff they're saying. They're not buying the hype yet. And a lot of people also chiming in on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Run to a quick break. We got another segment left this hour. Nothing but your chats and your texts on the way next. And we may reopen the Parfait Bandit case as well, perhaps. Stay with us.
The word is spreading, and the Ref Army is growing. Keep telling your friends and family that there's only one station for true Sooner fans, and that's the Ref Radio Sports Network, and worldwide on the KREF app.
What's up, Ref Army? It's Dusty Dvorak, and I'm back. I'm excited to be back with the Ref and cannot wait to help bring the home of Sooner fans the best Sooner coverage. Catch me every Tuesday and Wednesday during the 10 a.m. hour of The Plank Show as I cut it up with Plank and Josh about everything in the world of Sooner and college football. That's every Tuesday and Wednesday on The Plank Show, and there's only one place to hear it, The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Download the KRF app today to listen from anywhere.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Knippelmeyer here at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, USA. Conveniently located just 15 minutes south of Oklahoma City and 10 minutes west of Norman. With all the talk of inflation, market crashes, and tariffs, it's no wonder we're all afraid to make that new vehicle purchase. Now, with that being said, there will probably never be a better time to purchase your new Chevrolet at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. No price increase or tariffs on our huge selection of in-stock vehicles. Pickups, SUVs, cars, and even Corvettes, all marked down and ready to sell. Interest rates are good, used vehicle trade-ins are high, and rebates and incentives are back on most new Chevrolets. So hop in that old vehicle and come see us at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, where nobody beats our deal. Or give us a call at 405-485-3333, or catch us on the web at knippelmeyer.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you in need of purchasing your own health insurance? Are you turning 65 and confused about Medicare? Are you an employer looking at offering benefits to your staff? Call the agents at Allison Insurance. They'll sort through the confusion. They're not captive to just one company, and they'll get the best option for you. Don't get frustrated. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. Allison Insurance. They are the experts.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
At Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and safe. And that means safe at home, at school, and online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
Learn more at childfund.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Award-winning radio here on Steelman and Thune, brought to you this hour by Lasher Home Comfort Systems. Riverwind Casino tomorrow, the final round of the 80K Golden Clovers giveaway. Great promotions every month. Get on out there and win your share of 80K in cash and bonus play. Nearly 3,000 electronic games, the best selection of electronic games at Riverwind by far. They also have your favorite table games as well. Every one that you're looking for, their poker room is world class. You won't see a better one. It's big time. And that's why they set the casino experience standard in the metro area, because they are the standard. And they also have off-track betting. We have an Oasis gaming area that's smoking free now, smoke-free, and Skyloft gaming area. Yeah, we have that upstairs as well. We also have tickets on sale. Last Friday for 2 new shows they announced last week. Jay Leno with Arsenio Hall coming in June, in early June. And you also have the Nick Swardson comedy show the very next night. We're talking about Friday, June 6th. For Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall. Saturday night, June 7th, for the comedy of Nick Swardson. Get those tickets online at riverwind.com and download the new Riverwind app. Just search in the App Store, Riverwind Casino. Download that app. It's going to give you their latest promotions. It's not going to cost you anything. Free download, and I guarantee you, you will enjoy it. You know, any kind of special they have in the gift shop, River Buffet discounts. It's going to get you some coupons, all of that stuff. It'll be worth your while. Go download the Riverwind Casino app. That would be smart. Okay, let me start on YouTube. Our friend Jody says, speaking of John Mateer, he scored 14 points against 3-9 Wyoming last year. He has never faced an SEC caliber defense. Everyone needs to tone it down concerning Mateer until we see him against a real defense. Sooner Cowboy says, yeah, not buying the hype. Tired of the hype. Go win some games. 2 6-7 seasons in 3 years. No matter where the fault lies with how it happened, go win more games and be a college football playoff contender. And then Jody added, the reality is Mateer could be the reincarnation of Joe Montana, but if the O-line is not significantly better, it's not going to matter.
Well, 2 sides of the coin here. One being John Mateer is going to have a significantly better supporting cast at Oklahoma than he did at Washington State. It's nothing earth-shattering about that observation. He's going to have better players around him in Norman than he did in Pullman, Washington. However, the level of competition in the SEC is certainly not what it was at Washington State either. Just as John Mateer will have better players around him, he will also have better players across the line of scrimmage from him. And so that's yet another reason, Steely, why I'm holding off on the coronation of John Mateer, at least if we're talking statistical production. To me, statistical production is overvalued at the quarterback position because some of the most statistically productive quarterbacks that we've ever seen at all levels of football are guys that didn't sniff championships. And that's what you want at Oklahoma. I mean, they were talking about it on the text line yesterday. We referenced it. It's been 25 years since Oklahoma won a national title. No living Sooner fan has had to wait this long for a national title.
Nope.
And so that, above all, is the goal. And that's what Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer are striving for. I thought it was great that John Mateer in his introductory press conference at Oklahoma said, hey, look, a Heisman would be great, but I want to win football games, and I want to win championships. That's what he's after, and that's the priority. And so to me, as we move forward into the 2025 season and beyond, whether John Mateer's a one-year guy or a two-year guy, I guess realistically he could be back for year 2 in 2026 if things go a certain way, but that's how I'm going to judge John Mateer. Not what does the completion percentage look like, what does the yardage total look like, what does the touchdown to interception ratio look like.
The Herm Edwards deal. Hello, you play to win the game.
Exactly.
Right?
Can John Mateer make plays in key moments against SEC defenses?
I think he's going to be good. Now, superstar, Heisman contender, I'm not going that level yet. I've got to see it to believe it too. But my gut feeling is he's going to be a good, solid player for Oklahoma. And if they can keep guys healthier than they did a year ago, I think the offense is going to be better, significantly better. Not, Baker, Kyler level, maybe, but I think they're going to be good. I like Ben Arbuckle. I like what I see out there too, but it's just a different animal. Like I said, when you went from the Big 12, you went from playing basically, particularly with Texas being down for so long, a Muni golf course. SEC is U.S. Open Oakmont, all right? There's a big difference. You can be a really good player on the Muni. You go to Oakmont with U.S. Open conditions, you're going to take your lumps. And that's what the Sooners did last year. Now, again, I think Oklahoma's going to be significantly better. You really need to go out and win that Michigan game. You should be able to win home games when you're Oklahoma. You should be able to, I don't care who's coming in. And then if you take care of business in that game in Auburn, you go into the Cotton Bowl with a great shot there, undefeated. So we'll see. But I think my feeling is he's going to be a good player for Oklahoma.
And Spence and Tulsa brought up the fact that he's practicing against one of the better SEC defenses every day. Now, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, to stick to Steely's golf course analogy.
Good one, huh?
Right? Yeah, like, let's just say you work at Pebble Beach. And so you get to play Pebble Beach with great regularity.
Yeah, I see what you're doing here. Familiarity. Look at that.
And so
he one-upped my golf analogy.
Once you learn the ins and outs of Pebble Beach, you're probably going to get really, really good at playing Pebble Beach specifically. What that does not mean is that if you can shoot 75 consistently at Pebble Beach, you're going to be able to head over to Augusta National and shoot 75 as well.
Right.
Because it's a way different course with a way different layout that's going to give you way different looks.
So he'll be Boo Weekly at Harbortown back in the day, who was always in contention or winning.
Boo Weekly. That's a blast from the past.
Boo Weekly, part of that winning Ryder Cup team, too, when Anthony Kim took down Sergio. Boo Weekly hit his drive and then hopped on his driver and rode it like a pony down the fairway 50 yards. Got the crowd very fired up. Boo Weekly, what a legend.
When I was in high school, I worked at a course that hosted a Corn Ferry event every year. Very
Really?
nice course, very difficult course, challenging course. But I could regularly shoot in the 80s at that course. And I wasn't like a serious golfer, but I golfed a decent amount. I could regularly shoot in the 80s at that course, which was a pretty challenging course. But if you put me on another Corn Ferry course that I wasn't familiar with, I'd be lucky to crack triple digits because I don't know its ins and outs as intimately.
There you go. All right, what else do we have? 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Reformed Homer says, but that house player Pebble is never going to be that hoe Freddie Couples.
Poor Freddie Couples. He has no idea.
He has no idea he's taking strays on a radio station in Oklahoma for no apparent reason whatsoever.
That's right.
Sooner Dave 78 says, I'm here to listen to Steely's rants and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. You got a good rant for us in the works for the 1 o'clock
yet.
hour,
What's going
Steely?
on with the YouTube yahoos? Anything? Somebody texted me the other day, Steely, Josh Pate's a YouTuber. He's interviewing Britt right now, one of your YouTube. No, Josh Pate is legit. There's some legit people on YouTube that earned it. You know, you've got a lot of people out there who haven't earned anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And Josh Pate is also employed by CBS Sports.
Right.
It's not as if he's just sitting in his basement streaming into a webcam.
Was it Cowherd who gave him his start?
Cowherd? No.
Who
no,
was
no,
it?
I don't think so. The Josh Pate story is he was working as a news anchor at a station in Georgia, and I guess as part of his contract brokered a deal where he got to use the studios on Sunday nights to film a college football show. And one thing turned into another, and he wound up doing a college football show for CBS, and that eventually became the main college football show for CBS, and he eventually became the face of CBS's college football coverage.
Yeah, he's good. He's solid. I like him. You know, pretty good. But the YouTube yahoos are those who just start up and try and fool everybody into, you know, like they have inside information and all that stuff. Those are the ones. Let's write down everything they say from this. You cover that show, I'll cover this show. We'll write it all down and present it as our own material. How about that? Then we'll just put it out on Twitter that we're big OU fans and respond to everything and fool people. Because it's easy to fool people than it ever has been because of social media. So there you go. That's my best rant for today, The Realist.
Best thing you can do, Steely, is just block obnoxious people on Twitter.
I blocked a lot and I muted some, yes. So, but I still open Twitter, and I got to tell you every day, it's really weird because I'm like, oh my God, we live in the worst freaking society in the history of mankind. Look at this. This is ridiculous. What kind of world are we living in? Yet I can't look away from it. Now, I've talked about logging off down the road, which would be great, but there's some of these people that it's also enjoyable to look at some of these idiots and the things that they say. It's almost addicting. Oh my gosh, I had no idea this guy was this big of an idiot. Holy cow. He's a complete moron. And that's the kind of stuff that's addicting to me, which is really sad. Sad commentary on my state of mind. But that's one of the reasons why I find it comical. Some of the people who get whichever side you're on politically, that just get bamboozled by either side and just drink the whole pitcher of Kool-Aid. I find that it's really not comical anymore. It's really pretty frightening is what it is, actually. To see brainwashed people walking around like zombies for either side, just spouting talking points when neither side has any care about them.
A 918 listener asked, Steely, will you follow me so you can check out all my cool food pics that I post?
Sure. Send me, yeah, sure. Why not? Well, like if you're a chef or something, like soccer chef Colin, my friend, that's fine. But I don't get, who cares what, like, in my mind, I just can't get to that place. You know what I need to do? I need to send out the picture to people what I'm about to eat right now. They need to know. I can't, I don't know. I think I did it one time at the Greek House because I hadn't been there in like 20 years. And I thought, why haven't I been here? But then I immediately felt horrible about it. These are the things that bother me, ladies and gentlemen.
That and Travis Davidson.
Why do you keep doing that? You see, I'm going to storm into that room like Diana from Sales if you don't watch it because you just ate my parfait again. The parfait bandit mystery continues. Stay with us here on the Home of Sooner Fans. We're coming right back.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Sports Radio Network.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
The deals are madness this March across Eskridge Honda's full inventory. Shop 2 great deals on Honda's most popular 2025 SUVs. Pay just $249 a month for an HR-V LX front-wheel drive or $289 per month for a CR-V EX front-wheel drive. And for every vehicle purchased in March, we'll donate $100 to Toby Keith's OK Kids Corral. That's 89th and I-35 or online at eskridgehonda.com.
HR-V front-wheel drive $2.99 for 36 months. CR-V front-wheel drive $1.99 for 36 months. Pre-year 10,000-mile lease, $500 down plus TTNL and first month's payment through AHF ends 4/125.
Hi, Josh Helmer here for my friends at Auto Image USA in Norman, where they have everything you need to upgrade your ride. At Auto Image USA, they have so many services for you like paint correction, window tint, paint protection film, or maybe you want that boat, RV, or car looking brand new in the interior again with the top-of-the-line detailing. Plus, you can get their Enviro Shield paint and interior fabric protection backed by their 3 or 5 year warranty. Call them today, 405-321-4444. They are the best. Check them out.
Get ready for an unforgettable summer at the Young Family Athletic Center. Our summer day camps and sports leagues are the perfect way for young athletes to stay active, improve their skills, and have a blast. Whether your child is into basketball, volleyball, or pickleball, we've got open gym, leagues, and camps designed for all skill levels. Registration is now open for most summer activities, but space is limited. Don't miss out. Go to YFAC.com and make this summer one to remember. Are you, your family, or company looking for a locally owned and trusted management group? Carlsbad Management Group is an owner, developer, and manager of high-quality apartment communities in Oklahoma. They are a locally owned and operated management company for apartments and self-storage units. They are committed to providing exceptional apartment homes, customer service, and increasing the value of multi-family communities under our management. If you would like a free management quote today, call Carlsbad Management at 405-701-1411 and be part of the Carlsbad family.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and my dad can get through the wide doorways. He can reach anything.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Life runs on connection, powering your home, your work, and your world. At OEC and OEC Fiber, we keep the lights on with reliable electric service, and we keep you connected with fast, affordable internet. As a cooperative, we're more than a provider. We're your neighbors, committed to serving you with unmatched, dedicated service. Because at OEC, you're not just a customer, you're a valued member. Learn more at okcoop.org or oecfiber.com.
I thought mixing bleach with my floor cleaner would take the stain out.
When my youngest ate the dog's medicine, that was a new one.
I was trying to protect my garden, but I accidentally sprayed myself with pesticide.
So I called 1-800-222-1222, the poison helpline.
A poison expert helped me figure out what to do next.
I was connected to someone who spoke Spanish.
They answered my questions.
It was free.
It was confidential.
It was real help in real time.
Keep the poison experts in your pocket. 1-800-222-1222.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app. The Ref Sports Radio Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2 presented by High Tower clinical trial opportunities in the metro area. And if you want to find out more information on the clinical trials they do, what's involved, check them out online at hightowerclinical.com. That is hightowerclinical.com. They are big time. And you can call them at this number, 405-831-5905. I can't tell you this, no cost or no insurance needed to take part. Your meds provided for free, and patients are also compensated for their time. Sounds like a heck of a deal. hightowerclinical.com. That's hightowerclinical.com. Before we venture on into this award-winning, hopefully, probably not, second hour here on Steelman and Thune. By the way, hit us up on the YouTube chat if you want, and on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. 46 years ago, my friend Kevin Snake Ellis reminded me yesterday, Larry Joe Bird versus Magic Johnson, the Huntsman Center, Salt Lake City, Utah. I was rooting for the Sycamores of Indiana State. Didn't happen. I mean, Magic had Greg Kelser and Jay Vincent and greater athletes. Bird had kind of an off-shooting night. Michigan State wins the game. Bird and Magic later go on to save the NBA. Also, I believe, I'm not sure, but this is an anniversary, another special anniversary. I took the picture. I'm not sure how many years. Nobody really cares how many years. But this is also an anniversary. Here it is. 35 years ago today, Larry Joe Bird was so much better than everybody else that he told his teammates the game was so easy he was going to play left-handed against the Portland Trail Blazers the entire game. Bird that night, by the way, he also said before the game, I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers because they were coming up in the next game. Larry Bird that night playing left-handed only, shooting left-handed only, 47 points, 15 boards, 11 assists in a Boston victory. It's not a myth. It's real. Just like the greatness of Larry Joe Bird. Hey, I started working out on our trailer for Full Thud. Do you want to hear the 6 seconds or whatever I've got so far?
It makes sense to go down there and scrimmage them in a full thud.
Full thud.
Yeah!
That's all I've got so far. One more time, Full Thud, part 1.
It makes sense to go down there and scrimmage them in a full thud.
Full thud.
Yeah!
By the way,
I never thought I'd hear Mike Gundy and Lil Jon in the same soundbite.
You know, you got to do everything you can without the copyrighted music to really bring the thing together. But Caden Jones yesterday made the announcement that he is headed to Oklahoma State. Why the Cowboys for Caden Jones?
Just their immense love. They're really good at recruiting. They know how to do their job. They come, like I said, they came and swept me off my feet. Since the new coaching staff got there, they've showed that they want me, and that's exactly what they did. Monday night was when I was like, all right, I need to get it done. So I've been stressing for the past couple of weeks, and it's been a journey for sure. At one point I was, I'm committed to Kansas. At one point I was committed to Louisville. I just got the feeling to go to OSU, and no place rather like home.
There you go. Well, all right. So for a while we thought it was, Oklahoma. Oklahoma kind of backed off a little bit.
They didn't go full thud.
They did not go full thud.
That's what it boils down to.
But
Oklahoma did not go full thud.
It would have been cool to see Keywan's kid play at Oklahoma. Keywan was a really excellent player for OU, no doubt about it. But best of luck to him at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
He might be involved in full thud if they scrimmage.
He may very well be. I will say I really respect Keywan's ability and his willingness to just go all in for Oklahoma State for his kid. Like, regardless of your feelings, and I know 95% of the people listening are Oklahoma fans and probably wanted to see Caden Jones in a senior uniform. Look, kid made a decision that he felt was best for him, and I love how supportive Keywan was yesterday throughout it all.
Yeah.
Even as an OU alum.
405-651. What's Oklahoma going to do for a running back in this class?
It's a great question, Steely. That is to be determined. They're working on flipping Rylan Morris, the Baylor commit out of Honey Grove, Texas. Outside of that, it's really hard to say where you go from here.
Where is Honey Grove, Texas, by the way? Is that a suburb somewhere?
That's northeast Texas. No, small town. Small town of maybe 1,500 people.
Near China Grove?
Is there a China Grove, Texas? I know there's a China Spring.
You've never heard China Grove, Doobie Brothers?
Well, yeah, I've heard the song.
Okay.
Is that a real place, though?
I don't know. Wasn't it down around San Antone? That's what they said in the song. I don't know. Go ahead and Google it up. Blake Gamble, ladies and gentlemen, will be Googling if there is a real China Grove in Texas.
I'm just gonna map it. China Grove. China Grove, Texas. Yep, real place. Look at that. Right outside of San Antonio. Sure enough.
So the Doobie Brothers did not
They
lie.
did not lie. Wow, look at that. It's like, I can't believe I didn't know that China Grove was an actual place. It's like immediately to the west of my wife's hometown.
How about
Lavernia.
that? You need to go to China Grove. We road trip to Lukenbach, Texas. Maybe that'll be another place. Go visit. What's the population of China Grove? Do we know? Blake's the man. He'll get all over this stuff. China Grove. I'm trying to remember the lyrics, but I knew it was down around San Antone.
1,141 people.
Yep, there you go. That's 10 times the size of Lukenbach. Probably. Like I said, Lukenbach, Texas, the only city I had to pay a cover charge to enter.
You know what the smallest town in America is?
I don't know.
Really?
Should I know? Is it a song?
No, it's not a song, but the smallest town in America is Monowai, Nebraska.
Monowai, Nebraska. Is that like a tribal name or what? Monowai.
It is. I forget what the tribal affiliation is, but I think it means like flowers or something in one of those tribal languages. It's up in north central Nebraska. It has one resident. She's this 80-something-year-old lady named Elsie that runs a bar.
Really?
Yes.
See, that would be a cool place. Did you ever road trip there?
Yes. I went there spring break in 2020. Road tripped up there with my in my Ford Taurus, which had a flashing check engine light at the time. Glad we didn't get stranded because north central Nebraska, if you've ever been up there, not somewhere you want to be stranded.
Really?
Oh,
no,
my goodness.
Because nothing's there?
One of the most remote regions I've ever been. But I'll say this. Her little bar in Monowai, there are people that come from small towns all over.
Okay, Monowai, Nebraska. Have to hit that place at some point. See, I love road trips like that. Were always my favorite. Let's go to Lukenbach. Okay, and we went to Lukenbach and got a wristband to get into Lukenbach, which was great. But China Grove, got to make that trip as well. The Monowai. Okay. By the way, I find myself in a lot of these series, like on 1923 is back. The Yellowstone forerunner, one of the forerunners to Yellowstone. Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren. Pretty good. But I find myself all the time rooting for the Native Americans to kick ass. Because I'm like, man, I hope they kill that son of a, because there's always an evil sheriff again who's trying to pin something on them or something or steal some more of the land. And I was telling Shay the other night, man, I hope that dude gets an arrow in this episode because he deserves it. But it seems like in pretty much all of the modern Westerns, if you know the real story, I'm rooting for the Native Americans. Usually they were the more honorable people in pretty much every scenario, at least in some of these shows. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. All right, what else do we have, Parker?
Sioux City Sooner says, Steely, there's a country song you should use for Texas Tech, and the line of the song goes, I thought happiness was Lubbock, Texas in my rearview mirror.
Well, that's a great idea, Sioux City Sooner, of course, but we sold our collective souls to the YouTube, so we can't do it. Because I tried to sneak one in the other day that was like 5 seconds. I'm on YouTube's most wanted list already. It's a sketch of me. This man played 6 seconds of Aaliyah by Donnie Iris, which doesn't get a lot of airplay, but we gotta hold him out. No, actually we're good. We just got a warning, but I'm like, damn. It was only 5-6 seconds. That's it. Of course, we may have played it 20 times the other day.
Good thing Steely Manor is impenetrable. They're never getting past the armored guards.
Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. 405-651-3439. Oh, I need to pull up. I got out of YouTube there for a second. Sooner Mook says, super tired of the yahoos also. There you go. Yes, Les, that's exactly the one I'm talking about. That's exactly the one.
Which one?
The evil sheriff and the evil priest in 1923. And you know they're going to get their demise, but I can't wait. Because this redneck sheriff is one of the biggest hillbillies. Just looks like he smells and that horse and everything. And if you're a man of the cloth and you're doing what that evil priest in 1923 is doing, sorry, you are not following the same God I'm following. Okay? So there you go. That's what I was doing, Les. And they said, all right, dude, can't do that. So I'm like, all right, we can't do it. But I thought we could do it for like maybe 4 or 5 seconds. That's it. There used to be a rule in radio where if like you were going to play like a bumper, like we used to be able to play,
sure.
cool bumpers, that you could play 28 seconds of that bumper. As long as you didn't go 29 or more, you were good. So radio stations would edit a bumper that went like 26, 27 seconds, and you were good. But I guess that's not in play anymore.
Not with YouTube.
No, not with YouTube. So
they're not with their draconian restrictions.
Who is Google. It's Google who has YouTube.
I believe so,
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, all these people are pure evil.
By the way, a 918 listener on the text line claims that he was at Lukenbach same day as you and that you were head to toe in burnt orange.
That is not true. Don't do that because people will buy that. That ain't true.
You weren't wearing a UT tracksuit?
I was not wearing. I'm trying to remember. I think we got a couple
Oh, see, now he can't remember.
No, we got a couple pictures, but
all of a sudden he, quote unquote, can't remember.
I bet you it was some kind of golf polo or
probably burnt
that
orange.
I was wearing. No, burnt orange. That ain't true. But it was very interesting. Like I said, we drove all the way there, and the first thing, I kid you not, we turned left on this remote dirt road that wasn't even on the map. But it says Lukenbach's left. And I'm like, what? Like, that looks like a dirt road through a pasture. Well, it says immediate left. So we went down that little dirt road, and just over the hill, this John Candy-looking dude from Wally World said, sorry, folks, Lukenbach's closed. He didn't say sorry, folks, like John Candy, but he stopped us and said, Lukenbach is closed. I'm like, closed? Yeah, it's the bikers' weekend. Well, we just drove all this time, and, I gave a sob story. So he said, well, all right, let me radio down there. Hey, I got a group of idiots here. Yeah. They drove all the way from Oklahoma City. All right, well, I'll tell them. Okay, you guys can come in, but there's a cover charge. We had to pay like $15. They put one of those wrist things on you. There were probably only like 20, 25 bikers there, something like that. And you don't want to get mouthy with a biker because you'll get a good country ass whooping. So, but it was a good solid weekend in Lukenbach, or evening in Lukenbach. You've never paid a cover charge to get into a city or town before?
No, never have.
So, anyway. All right, let's get a couple more in. 405-651-3439.
Doug in Norman says, Parker, ask Rebecca if she has ever been to Bandera, Texas. It's near Bernie. I know how to say that one, Bernie. There's a great bar/dance spot in Bandera called Arky Blues Silver Dollar Saloon, and a wonderful dude ranch in Bandera, too.
What is it? Arky's Blues?
Arky
Silver Dollar Saloon?
Silver Dollar Saloon.
That sounds like a pretty cool place. Sounds like there might be some two-stepping in there.
Doug is the man that Johnny Cash wrote about. He has been everywhere.
I guess so, yeah. Johnny Cash. May the man in black rest in peace. What a legend. What an absolute legend. All right, 425 or 405 425.
425.
like I said, sometimes the brain just locks up now and then. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, 405-651-3439. Yeah, you need to watch. Did you watch any Yellowstone?
I never watched Yellowstone, no.
You're watching that same series. I forget the name of it.
The Mentalist, yes.
Oh, The Mentalist. That's right. We need to get you on to the Yellowstone prequels and Yellowstone. It's pretty good. You have Paramount. Yellowstone, though, switched. The last season, I'm trying to remember where it was. But how many streaming services do you guys have?
We have Hulu.
Okay.
I think we have Netflix. I don't know.
We have every damn one of them, and it's ridiculous.
Really?
But what's crazy again is, man, we need another series. This is ridiculous. There's nothing. Yesterday, while she was working until we were able to watch our regular series, I was watching the Bill Simmons documentary on Max on the Celtics. And anything involving Larry Bird, I got to part 4 where Larry Bird came to Boston. I can watch a Larry Bird documentary 24/7. So good. Okay, we'll break right here, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Let's talk a little more Sooner football when we get back right here on the home of Sooner fans.
Join the movement. The Ref Army is growing. Don't miss a second of the Sooner coverage you want with the KREF app, the #1 source for Sooner fans.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Knippelmeyer here at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, USA. Conveniently located just 15 minutes south of Oklahoma City and 10 minutes west of Norman. With all the talk of inflation, market crashes, and tariffs, it's no wonder we're all afraid to make that new vehicle purchase. Now, with that being said, there will probably never be a better time to purchase your new Chevrolet at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. No price increase or tariffs on our huge selection of in-stock vehicles. Pickups, SUVs, cars, and even Corvettes, all marked down and ready to sell. Interest rates are good, used vehicle trade-ins are high, and rebates and incentives are back on most new Chevrolets. So hop in that old vehicle and come see us at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, where nobody beats our deal. Or give us a call at 405-485-3333 or catch us on the web at knippelmeyer.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Your back-to-back national champion Oklahoma softball team is coming to OKC. The Sooners host Game 1 of their series against the Mississippi State Bulldogs at Devon Park in OKC on Friday, April 18th. Come see the best college softball in the best conference on the biggest stage in prime time. Tickets are available at Soonersports.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Devon Park on April 18th at 6:30 p.m.
Looking for the ultimate way to bring fun to your home this season? Galaxy Home Recreation has you covered. From top-of-the-line pool tables, hot tubs with the best hydrotherapy in the business, to exciting home theater seating. Visit our showroom today and let our experts create the perfect setup for family fun or entertaining friends. Located outside of the Sooner Mall in Norman on the north side of the building. Mention this radio ad and receive your exclusive offer. Galaxy Home Recreation, family-owned and operated in Oklahoma since 1975.
A luxury experience awaits you at the Artesian Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Relax in one of our elegant suites, complete with exclusive dining options. Take a trip to the Serenity Spa and let your cares melt away, or enjoy upscale shopping in our many boutiques. And don't forget to explore your gaming options for your chance to win big. Find your luxury experience at the Artesian Hotel, Casino, and Spa, 1001 West 1st Street, Sulphur, Oklahoma. Call 1-855-455-5255 or visit artesianhotel.com for complete details.
Are you looking to elevate your golf game in 2025? Westwood Golf Course in Norman can help. Now's the time to get your annual memberships, and they're open 7 days a week. The 50th annual Westwood Invitational is July 4th, 5th, and 6th, so be sure to register early this year. Play after 2 p.m. for just $28 or after 5 p.m. for just $23. You can always book your tee time at westwoodparkgolf.com, and don't forget to visit the Turn Grill inside Westwood, one of the local gyms in Norman. It's that time of year to get to the ballpark, and that's something to smile about. Craig & Straight Orthodontics wants to help you and your family every step of the way to a beautiful smile. Craig & Straight has 3 conveniently located offices in Norman, Mustang, and South Oklahoma City. Check out their website at craigandstraight.com or give them a call to schedule your free consultation. You'll soon be on your way to a smile that you have always wanted. At Craig and Straight Orthodontics, we want to see you smile, Oklahoma.
As Oklahoma grows, we want to grow with it, and serving part-time in the Oklahoma Army National Guard is perfect for that. Our service provides money for school, so we can be ready for a new career or improve our current one. We learn valuable teamwork skills and get hands-on with some of the latest tech. And we also help the communities we live in recover whenever they are in need. Our service is helping to keep Oklahoma and ourselves moving forward. Learn more at nationalguard.com/OK.
Sponsored by the Oklahoma Army National Guard. Aired by the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters and this station.
All right, we are back. Riverwind Casino tomorrow. Can't wait to get out there, see Justin, the whole crew out there. They're awesome. We'll be parked in front of Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant, where we always are. A lot of things happening. You can make a weekend at Riverwind Casino, right? Let's say you're coming in. You're going to the Sooner softball game, 3-game set with Tennessee. You're going to get, some great SEC softball action. You'll get Carlin Pickens of Tennessee versus Sam Landry. Looks like Friday and Sunday would be my guess. But come on in, get a room at the Riverwind Hotel, big-time hotel. And then you can have great meals and lots of different cuisine. Let's say Friday night you go to steak night at the River Buffet, and then you get up and have a great brunch at the River Buffet the next morning. Have a lunch at Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant, play some games, win some cash, maybe win a jackpot, and have a great time. They always have great shows at the Showplace Theater, and soon we'll have Beats and Bites coming back. The Outdoor Food and Music Festival, not too far away, but let's say Chicago, Friday nights. Doesn't get any better than that. You know what I need to do on the way home is I need to stop by Guest Room Records, see if I can get a copy of Chicago Transit Authority. That's what I'm going to do on vinyl. But Chicago coming up Friday night. We also have in April at the Showplace Theater, American Boys to Men. In May, Patti LaBelle, the Randy Rogers Band, and Scotty McCreery. Tickets just went on sale last week for Jay Leno with Arsenio Hall, Friday, June 6th. And then the next night, the comedy of Nick Swardson on Saturday, June 7th. So, and Beats and Bites is coming back, folks. Beats and Bites is back. Well, it's Beats and Bites, you ask. Well, they're coming back. This will be their 9th year. Outdoor Food and Music Festival, food trucks everywhere, great local food trucks, great cuisine, great music, retail vendors there, kid-friendly environment. In June, we'll have Josh Turner and Edwin McCain. In July, Rick Springfield, I Want My 80s Tour with a fireworks show. In July, on July 19th, August 9th, Kansas and Starship. September, Gary Allen and Drive. All these shows, again, will be happening outdoors. All are 6:30 starts. Tickets go on sale, by the way, April 4th. April 4th for those tickets, so they're coming up next week. And you can also get a Riverwind season pass for $40, which is a heck of a deal. Check that online. Check it out online at riverwind.com. And don't forget to download the new Riverwind app as well. That's going to help you get a lot of discounts, and they're going to tell you about promotions. Easy way, to get things, tickets and everything. It's really, really awesome. And again, won't cost you anything and will definitely help you out. So go get the brand new Riverwind Casino app as well. Kendall Dolby. Man, was he playing great last year, Parker, before he got injured in the Tennessee game or what? He was playing really solid at Cheetah. No doubt about it. And here is Kendall Dolby talking about, last year after the Tennessee game, which was just a gruesome, horrible-looking injury, you saw how many of his teammates came out there to support him after that injury. And Dolby said the other day, man, he's just happy to be out there playing some football again.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Man, when you have an injury like that, and that being, I've never had a serious injury, so that being my injury I never had, man, I'm gonna be honest, you kind of think in your head, like, am I ever gonna play football again? And in that moment, I was thinking that, you know what I'm saying? There was so much going through my head, but like I said, it's all a part about the process of growing. It was why this happened to me. How am I gonna shake back from it? And now it's like, oh no, I'm motivated. I'm doing everything I can so I can be like myself or be better. I think in my head I'm gonna be better, and I trust in God's plan, and I trust in the coaching staff. I trust in the training staff to get me back to be the player I was or even better.
The funny thing to think about with Kendall Dolby is he's going to be a fifth-year senior this fall, Steely.
Mm-hmm.
And he may very well have 3 years of eligibility left.
How is that working again? Junior college?
Because he played JUCO for his first 2 years of college ball.
That's right.
And so if the Diego Pavia ruling is expanded, and I guess it hasn't been yet, but it's very likely that it will be, such that any JUCO time served, if you will, does not count against your NCAA eligibility, Kendall Dolby could theoretically still be on Oklahoma's roster in the year of our Lord 2027.
Man, that is Alan Bowman, Cam Rising type stuff. Has there been anybody, what is the longest that we've seen so far? Like
Cam McCormick, who played 9 years of college football.
Man, that's crazy. Crazy. And you're hearing a lot of stuff, too, like, we're talking about, and T-Row was mentioning these names this morning with the basketball portal. Markel Sutton, who is the Summit League Player of the Year from Omaha, Tulsa Rogers, Tulsa kid, in the portal. Umar Ballo, who was at Gonzaga, then at Arizona, last year at Indiana, where he got $1 million. There's some thought he could go in the portal again. I guess he has, an extra year somehow. Who knows? But both those names have been mentioned in a roundabout way with Oklahoma. Any serious to either of those names, in your opinion? Markel Sutton.
Oklahoma has contacted Markel Sutton.
Okay.
Yes, that much we know. As to what's going on elsewhere in the portal for OU Hoops, I personally am not really sure. You know who we should get on the show sometime this week? Brody Lusk.
I've been thinking about. I'm thinking I want to ask Parker to get Brody Lusk on, so we can get
we're
Brody.
Have to.
Let's make him a regular. Can we do that?
Well, especially during Hoops portal season, nobody's going to know what that guy knows.
See, this is a kid who came in and earned it because he's good. Not some, just trying to fool people. He's the real deal. So, yeah, we could do that. Let's think about doing that early next week. 405-651-30. I was going to ask you, though, about Cheetah. Besides Dolby, what are you thinking on Cheetah?
Kendall Daniels.
Kendall Daniels looks like a beast, too.
Yeah, well.
Double Kendalls.
And Reggie Powers, too. We think about Reggie Powers as a safety. I think a lot of people think about Reggie Powers as a safety, but he repped a lot at Cheetah last year on the practice field. You even saw him play that position in games sporadically. Jaden Hardy is somebody that you saw play the Cheetah as well, although I think he is more of a traditional safety and will gradually morph into a full-fledged safety in the back end of Oklahoma's defense. But Malik Hawkins is another kid that has taken a lot of practice reps at Cheetah thus far this spring. So, to me, the committee, if you will, is going to most prominently feature the two Kendalls, Dolby and Daniels, and Reggie Powers. We'll see if Malik Hawkins is ready to crack the rotation, if you will, even as a true freshman.
All right, sorry. Fraternity brother of mine texted me, Steelman, why does your boy Jim Traber keep mentioning the development of the frontal lobe? Is he going into brain surgery or something?
The development of the frontal lobe?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the frontal lobe, right? I don't. Well, I mean, the deal is that frontal lobe controls what? Like emotions, anger, decision making, stuff like that. And people talk about, it happens where it's fully formed in like your mid-20s, right? Maybe talking about that.
So I have a fully formed frontal lobe?
You're 25, right?
26.
26, well, somewhere in your mid-20s. And that's why a lot of teenagers and youngsters do stupid things, because their decision-making is not quite where it needs to be.
It's inhibited.
It is. But you're supposed to have that developed by, like I said, your mid-20s. And, again, it controls anger, emotional, behavior, maturity, decision-making, all of that stuff. So that explains why, as a teenager, I was an absolute moron. I thought there was something wrong with my medulla oblongata. And there was. But I don't know if Maybe Jim's going into brain surgery. I don't know. Teaching 3 classes, how to make turkey with a cheesecloth, breaking a baseball mitt, and develop your frontal lobe, I guess. By the way, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Anyway, 405-651-3439. Ken Ippelmeyer, Chevrolet text line.
Greg in Muskogee says, sure do not hope Dolby puts too much faith in that training staff to get him back to what he was or even better.
The old training staff taking a shot. They caught a lot of strays last year. I think I fired a couple, too, across the bow. But it was just too weird. That was ridiculous. I'm one of the senior citizens of OU football coverage, right?
Never seen anything like that?
Never seen anything like that. It was ridiculous. And, part of that, and you knew it was going to happen because of the presence of NIL. These guys aren't injured. They're just collecting a paycheck.
Oh, man. And that was one of the dumbest narratives that came out of the whole soap opera last year. They're faking injuries. No, they weren't.
Remember the game? There was a sideline shot of all the wide receivers together. And there were like screenshots. Here they are. What do you think the collective value here is NIL-wise? And how many people believe any of this is real?
And then apparently in some people's mind, if you were healthy enough to stand on the sideline in uniform, you were healthy enough to go play football.
Looks
it's like,
fine to me.
Well, if he's not in a hospital bed, get him on out there.
Oh, man. Back in my day, by God, you just rubbed a little dirt on it, you got up, and you went back in. So, anyway, bad. Football, like if you watch some of those NFL films, videos, they were just killing each other. I mean, there were forearms in the quarterback's head. The quarterback would be like, looked like they had 72 beers and just going back to the huddle, and then trying to call the next play. It was a different game when men were men, and we didn't worry about what was happening in our brain. Come on. You were if you didn't get back in there.
You were a what?
A wimp.
Okay.
Full-fledged wimp. Okay, 405-651-3439. Ken Ippelmeyer, Chevrolet text line.
Gunny of Stutzman Army says, I know one guy that has you beat, Steely. His name is Rev Rusty. He's been around OU longer than you.
I've seen Rev Rusty, yeah. I mean, watching games, yeah. I'm talking about, like, the people who cover, like, Al would be one, Dean would be one, Barry would be one. Those three have been covering it longer than I have, by a little bit.
A 4 or 5 listener says, Steely acting like he wasn't the Jack Sparrow of shots fired on the training staff.
Hoist the colors! Okay, maybe there's some accuracy there. Maybe. But, I mean, come on. That was ridiculous. I mean, it was – I've never seen anything like it. Receivers 1, offensive line number 2. Just ridiculous. The old – was I the Jack Sparrow of the training staff? Shots fired? Cannon blasts?
I don't know if you were Jack Sparrow.
I remember a lot of people, this damn training staff, man, they're ridiculous.
Puerto Rican student says, I'm sick of these meows. We need more dogs.
That's right. David Bennett, Coastal Carolina. I got my pads on. I got my wristbands on. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs. Whatever happened to David Bennett from Coastal Carolina? I think he was a high school principal somewhere. One of the greatest sound bites of all time, though. He's right, too. You don't need no meows. You don't need no cats. You need more dogs. That's been a fact in football forever. Meows don't work in football. I'm not sure where meows work. but it ain't football. Let me tell you that. Okay, 405-651-3439. It ain't intramurals, brother. That's right.
Stan Hawkins up to these days. What's he doing?
Remember some parent wrote like, hey, you guys are working these guys too hard. We want to go on a... Are you kidding me? It's Division I football. Go play intramurals, brother. Go play intramurals. Some parent, can you imagine being a kid? Hey, because if that had happened, like even in high school back in my day, hey, I got a letter from your parents that you need to go on vacation. Why don't we do this? Why don't you go do, 75 belly flops and then run 4 miles, and then we'll talk about it or something. Because I remember being, as the wingback in practice, on occasion, if I was lined up on the wrong side of the ball, if it was weak side, if I was lined up on the weak side and it was supposed to be strong side, the coach would come up behind me and with full force kick me in the ass, soccer style, and I would go flying 5 yards forward pretty much, and I didn't think anything of it. These days, these wimpy little meows, they'd be going back to their parents, coming after the school board. We just thought, you know what? That was stupid. I was supposed to be on the strong side there. Now, you can get, over the top. Like if you're Woody Hayes and you're punching Charlie Bauman in the Gator Bowl from Clemson or whatever. But we didn't think, oh my gosh, he kicked me in the butt because I was on the weak side of the wrong side. We didn't do that. Because our generation, ladies and gentlemen, was much tougher than these YouTube yahoos and these attention-seeking clowns who've never worked for a damn thing in their life. All they're interested in doing is taking pictures of themselves, dragging our society down with every single click of the camera.
Man, you just insist on taking shots at Travis Davidson, don't you?
Here we go again. All I said one time was, I think Travis is an over-tweeter. That's all I said. That's it. There are over-tweeters everywhere. Most people are over-tweeters, right? Would you consider yourself an over-tweeter?
No. Okay. No, I'm certainly not an over-tweeter.
The over-tweeter responds to everything. They think they have to comment on everything.
That is true. And I do not tweet every day. There are some days
where
from sun up to sundown, I do not send a tweet. If you are tweeting every single day, then you're flirting with over-tweeting.
Yeah. So anyway. Okay, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We have a lot of stuff we need to get to on YouTube and the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Again, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Sweet 16 matchups tonight. We'll break those down. Thunder and Memphis tonight as well. No Ja Morant for Memphis tonight. It looks like, Aaron Wiggins is definitely going to be out. J-Dub is questionable with a hip injury. Kaysen Wallace questionable also for Oklahoma City tonight with a knee issue. Ousmane Dieng will be out tonight for Oklahoma City. All right, but Thunder Memphis tonight, 7 o'clock. Break time, coming right back. One more segment here on The Ref.
Hey, Sooner fans, this is Jaron Kanik, and you're listening to The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.
The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and is once again your home for chaos. Every game-changing hit.
Long fly ball to left. Track. Whoa. Gone.
Every strikeout.
Got him. Swinging.
Every defensive gem.
He caught it. He caught it.
Every game. All year. The Ref has you covered.
Catch Sooner Baseball as they visit the Alabama Crimson Tide this Friday at 6, Saturday at noon, and Sunday at 1 on the Ref and the K-Ref app.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Locally owned for more than 45 years, Balfour continues to be Sooner fans' favorite OU store. and has everything you need. Balfour has the latest styles and fashion trends for men, women, and children. You can find something for every Sooner fan. When it comes to hats, they have you covered with more than 100 styles to choose from. Even OU socks, so you're literally covered from head to toe. Graduation is right around the corner. They have OU diploma frames in stock. Or you can always get a gift card so they can choose the perfect gift for themselves. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
This is Mark Van Hoos, owner of Van Hoos Fence. Van Hoos Fence has years of experience and proven superior performance, kind of like a certain head ball coach.
We know Van Hoos Fence offers the best value and service for your residential, commercial, or sports fencing needs. Whether it's a new install or repair work, let Mark and his team at Van Hoos Fence be your trusted resource.
Call us today at 405-735-1167.
Save yourself from Googling it up. Go to vhfence.com. They will work with you in a great way.
The Mont invites you to come by and enjoy our high-quality food and drinks in our historic atmosphere. The Mont has won numerous awards, including Best Restaurant in Norman, Best Appetizer for our great queso, Best Exotic Drink for the original swirl, the Best Patio Dining for our beautifully landscaped patio. Come see the Town Tavern, OU football scoreboards dating back to 1947. We'll see you at the Mont on the corner of Boyd and Classen, or call us at 329-3330.
At Confidence Ford of Norman, we believe in living up to our name. Our commitment to confidence is in everything we do. Whether you're searching for the perfect vehicle from our extensive selection of new Ford models or pre-owned cars, our dedicated team will help you every step of the way. Because with us, you're family. We're conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership where confidence is Cavender.
Get ready for an unforgettable summer at the Young Family Athletic Center. Our summer day camps and sports leagues are the perfect way for young athletes to stay active, improve their skills, and have a blast. Whether your child is into basketball, volleyball, or pickleball, we've got open gym, leagues, and camps designed for all skill levels. Registration is now open for most summer activities, but space is limited. Don't miss out. Go to YFAC.com and make this summer one to remember.
Does your business need a trusted electrical advisor to help with repairs, maintenance, service changes, or upgrades? Don't just trust anyone. Choose Wade Electric, a family-owned company with over 50 years of experience. Wade Electric has an extensive portfolio of completed projects in new construction, remodels, and service. We specialize in a variety of electrical installations like accent lighting and automation, landscape and security lighting, shop and outbuilding wiring, and more. Call Wade Electric today at 405-329-1940 for all your electrical needs.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Good to have you with us. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, and live on YouTube. And Grayson's going to be in here with Parker in a few for Locked In, and we are live on YouTube streaming every day from noon until 3. So if you want to join us there as well. I saw this one from the 405-833-0817. Can you pull that one up? Because I know where he's going there. Steely, did your coach also say make your kicks like Urban Meyer did in Jacksonville? Walked by, kicked their kicker, I think in the ass, and said make your kicks something about dip. That was Urban Meyer. His reign in Jacksonville was very popular. They loved him there. Absolutely loved him. No doubt about it. Opening day in Major League Baseball. You excited, Parker Thune? Your Dodgers played the Detroit Tigers. That's an ESPN game at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I probably won't be watching. Wait, it's on ESPN? Okay, maybe I will.
Mm-hmm.
But regular season baseball, and I'm more of a baseball person than most. Regular season baseball still is just something that I cannot regularly engage with. Sporadically, sure. Regularly, no. It's a long, long season.
Well, the Dodgers are already 2-0, right? After their 2 wins over the Cubs over in Japan.
That is correct.
Dodgers are 2-0. What was your first Major League Baseball game experience?
It would have been May of 2007 at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers versus Diamondbacks. At the time, my grandparents lived out in the Palm Springs area.
Really? How about
Yes.
that?
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty exclusive area in some places.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. So they were in the
It's
common.
not like we're talking Beverly Hills here.
Okay. Decent neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I mean, they had a pool in their backyard, so that was
Dodger
nice.
Stadium.
I shouldn't say they had a pool in their backyard. A pool was their backyard.
Pool in a pond. Pool or pond. Pond would be good for you. Natural spring. So Dodger Stadium, your first experience.
Yep. Dodgers won 2-1. Trying to remember who started that day for the Dodgers. I believe it was Chris Young who started for the Diamondbacks. Chris Young, of course, I believe is the second tallest pitcher in Major League Baseball history.
Randy Johnson.
Behind only
one.
John Roush.
I thought, wasn't Randy Johnson like 6'10" or something?
He was like 6'9".
Was he?
Yeah, Chris Young was 6'10". I don't remember much about the game. It was a pretty nondescript game. Pitchers duel for the most part. Remember Rafael Furcal was playing shortstop for the Dodgers. Russell Martin was catching. And I had an ice cream sandwich. It was $1 at the concession stands.
Imagine that.
What can you get these days for $1 in any Major League ballpark? Laughed at.
Yeah.
That's what you
nothing.
can get.
It's ridiculous. My first Major League game was at the very old Arlington Stadium. I was a big fan of the Oakland A's. I thought they were the coolest team in baseball. They had the coolest uniforms. They had Vita Blue. They had John Blue Moon Odom. You had Reggie. You had Gene Tennisbird, Campanera, Sal Bando, Bill North, all those guys.
See that? Yeah, that's back before they were a poverty franchise playing in a porta potty.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought the A's were the coolest. So we go down to Arlington, and Blue Moon Odom was on the mound for John Blue Moon Odom for Oakland. And he and Vita Blue and Reggie were my three favorite players. And I remember, I think I was talking to Blake about this before the show, our first Major League Baseball game experience. And I remember the cool thing, I'm so old, the cool thing was you needed to have one of those plastic batting helmets. The regulation size, not the little ones you get the ice cream in.
Yeah.
Although ice cream is best served in a miniature batting helmet. There's no doubt about it.
Standard ice cream or Dippin' Dots?
I'm standard myself. But if it's in a batting helmet, it's automatically going to be better. But, you know, we were complete idiots back then, and I was probably 9 years old, 10 years old at the time. So we're going to did you see the A's? You know, I was so fired up, first Major League Baseball game. And the cool thing, I was thinking, I'm going to be able to get one of those batting helmets because they had the little area I could see as we're walking up to the stadium, and there's a little thing out there that has the batting helmets. They didn't have the A's. They had like the Detroit Tigers, the Padres, and the Rangers, and that was it. And I remember being devastated. Like, these are the choices? Are you kidding me? But I did enjoy the rest of the game. But it was the Oakland A's back in the day when the A's were awesome, and the Texas Rangers. Arizona Diamondbacks, LA Dodgers for one, Parker Thune. But I did go out and see my second Major League ballpark was Dodger Stadium.
Really?
Yeah, because we have relatives, family out in the Torrance area. And I saw, was it Seattle or Kansas City? I saw two games. We've been out there twice. I remember Joe Simpson, who is the Braves broadcaster who played for Enos Seymour at Oklahoma, was playing right field in one of those games. And I'm trying to remember if it was Seattle or Kansas City. But, yeah, Dodger Stadium, great view. Really cool view. Okay, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text
Look at this. Doug in Norman said his first Major League game, June 1954 at Old Comiskey Park. White Sox versus Red Sox. Ted Williams versus Minnie Minoso.
Holy cow. Didn't Minnie Minoso play into like his 60s?
Very close to it, yes.
Didn't he get did he pinch run or something when he was in his 60s?
In his 50s.
It was in his 50s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Minnie Minoso. That is Ted Williams, probably the greatest hitter of all time. Pure hitter.
Gunny of Stutzman always says, I got to see Nolan Ryan set a Rangers strikeout record like 17 Ks in my first MLB experience.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Nolan Ryan's last no-hitter John Russell was the catcher, former Norman Tiger and Oklahoma Sooner. What is one of the greatest mistakes in baseball history, ladies and gentlemen, involving Nolan Ryan? It was Robin Ventura thinking, and if you look at that video, it's like Ventura is thinking,
he has second.
Oh yeah, he's like, wait a minute, this is Nolan Ryan. I better go charge. And it's like a 3/4 effort running out there, and Nolan Ryan wins it. And it was like he was roping a calf or something. Puts him in that headlock and just
wails
boom,
on him.
Boom. I mean, it was Nolan Ryan was a badass, no doubt.
Not the guy you wanted to mess with.
No, you don't mess with Nolan Ryan.
5-star Randy on the text line asks, as the football season approaches, do we want to be disrespected or be hyped up by our critics?
I would say disrespected. What do you think? I don't know that it makes a difference, but if I had to pick one of the two, I would rather be disrespected. I'd rather have a chip on my shoulder.
I'm probably with you on that. I mean, people aren't going to like it either way, right? Because at this point, Oklahoma fans have never liked disrespect. But they're not going to like hype either because they're not going to want to buy it.
Yeah. They just want to sit back and see some good football, wins. They want to see better offense. Look, Oklahoma is never going to return to the domination of the Tiny 12 because that's just not going to happen in this conference. We've talked about they're in the real heavyweight division. Can Oklahoma want to be one of the top 2-3 programs in the SEC? Yes, I still believe that. But, man, you better get your act together and make it happen. Because last year, and like I said, 2 of the last 3 years in the Cotton Bowl, and the in-between year was one of the great offensive drives in OU football history. But the other 2 years of the Brent era, 2 of the worst offenses in the history of Oklahoma football were on the field against Texas. And a lot of that was circumstances, but it's true. Maybe the 2 worst offenses I've ever seen, and which is crazy when you think about Oklahoma still had a 5-star quarterback, but you had a makeshift O-line. You had the wide receiver disaster, but they were just completely overmatched. Surely this year they'll have better luck with injuries. I can't see that catastrophe happening again. Cross your fingers.
Patrick on the text line says, we should be undefeated going into Texas. It's kind of what we all thought last year.
Yeah.
And then Jackson Arnold had a little bit of a disaster against Tennessee, which was a very winnable game.
Oh, like I said, the defense did everything for them. Here you go, man. We're doing our job for you. Go take it. Oh, you're going to fumble inside the 5-yard line. Great. I mean, the defense that night, and I know they gave up some plays, couple big passes here and there. For the most part, they did their job. And how many times did the defense do their job only for the offense to fall flat on its face, time in and time out? And still, the defense, while not perfect and far from great, it was a really good defense that got no help pretty much all season, right? So complimentary football did not exist. It was like if you were playing, I don't know, what is the format where you hit a shot? Is it alternate shot? And you're knocking the ball close to the hole on every green and your buddy's missing every putt. That was the offense. I just put you within 1 foot. There was not even a break in that putt, and you missed it again. Jeez. That was the offense. So, anyway. Okay, big stuff coming up on Locked In.
Big stuff?
There you go.
I don't know. We'll see.
By the way, I want to thank the Standard in Norman again, Restaurant of the Day. Trivia tonight, happening tonight at the Standard, starting at 7 p.m. All your Sweet 16 matchups on their TVs. They have 9 of them. And don't forget their Springtime Blues Fest coming up this weekend as well. They're going to have a great time at the Standard in Norman. The food, rave reviews. Check them out at thestandardnorman.com for the menu. But I can tell you this, the reviews are in, and they are real, and they are spectacular. All right. Also want to thank Hightower Clinical. Tomorrow, it's a Friday at Riverwind. Come on out and see me. Don't forget to download the brand new Riverwind app. It's going to give you a lot of great stuff. Discounts, sale items in the gift shop, all of that stuff. It's really going to be very beneficial to you. You guys